All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. Be ready for some high-speed action tonight. Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to Hotlanta. This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. The High Octane Racing League Saturday Night Thunder is in town for 150 laps here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. It's race number 5 in that 2021 first season. Who's going to take home the victory here at Atlanta tonight? Well, it's going to be a lot of fun on a side-by-side racing and high speed. Let's get it on, boys and girls. It's live right here on TurnLeftTV. Some stock cars headed your way, Saturday night style. It's the Saturday Night Thunder. It's Atlanta Motor Speedway, and it's Turn Left TV. All right, hey, thank you so much for coming in and joining me tonight here on Turn Left TV. So right now we are in the practice session. About 3 minutes left to go in the practice session. And this is the High Octane Racing League Saturday Night Thunder. Great racing here on a Saturday night in the Cup cars. I want to say thank you so much for coming in here and joining me on Turn Left TV. I'm your host, Heath Johnson. Peace to everybody out there, and I hope everybody's having a great little evening here. This is the second race of the night for us here at Turn Left TV. So we've got our radar on all. We got it covered, man. We got it covered. We got all of the racing stuff covered here tonight on Turn Left TV. All day racing, as usual on a Saturday. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Like for you to hit that thumbs up button and let me know you were here. Again, thanks so much for coming in, and we got a great race for you tonight. Second race of the day. We had the GT3 Series a little bit earlier, and now on to the Saturday Night Thunder. Some Cup Series cars out on the track here at Atlanta. Please, if you'd like to make a donation, you can click on that link up in the banner of the channel and make a donation straight through PayPal. Thanks for coming in, and we got a good broadcast for you tonight, good race, and we're going to have a lot of fun. And again, this is Atlanta Motor Speedway. Great track. A little over 1.5 miles in length, 150 laps here tonight. It's the halfway point of the season. And this is a high-speed 1.5 mile track, man. It's unique, high banked, high speed, a lot of room to race. Does get slick later in the run, so we'll have to watch that. I'm your broadcaster, the commentator, Heath Johnson. Again, thanks so much for coming in and joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Got a good race ahead of us tonight. We'll take a look at the standings coming into tonight. Paul Brown, 164 points, just a 1-point lead over Ed Palumbo. Claudio Bardelli Jr. sits third in points. John Stanley's fourth. You see Preston Hassel, fifth in points. Reese Canaday is sixth in points. Will Dunbar, seventh. Tim Lansbury sits in the eighth position. Lucas Sinfner is ninth. Tiago Gomez is 10th. Looks like we got a little bit of addition problem right there, don't we, on that point standings? We'll have to figure out what's going on with that one. So it looks like these guys have switched over to the qualification session. Maybe reset practice, it looks like. Maybe, I think they maybe take a look and see what's going on here. It does look like they are in the qualification session. Sorry about that. So 82 Tim Lansbury out on the track right now. We'll take a look at the schedule here in the Saturday Night Thunder. Of course, Atlanta Motor Speedway tonight. Bristol Motor Speedway headed your way on March the 20th. Martinsville Speedway, and up after that in Richmond, you see those three short tracks in a row. Bristol, Martinsville, Richmond. Talladega Super Speedway on April the 10th. Kansas Speedway finishing out the season on April the 17th. See Paul Brown as the top time. Oh, Ed Palumbo, 26.906, now to the top of the grid. Right now, taking a look at Givaldo Spindola here in the 1X machine tonight. 27.629 is his time. So it looks like a Givaldo Spindola 27.182 for that second lap. Currently sixth on the grid. Take a look at Will Dunbar here in the 88 car making his qualification attempt. .063, currently fifth on the grid. Johan Tavares in the 36 car, getting some qualification in. .13th on the grid here so far in the 36 car. One more lap to go for Johan Tavares in his qualification run. 36 car coming off turn 4 and down the front stretch here. Let's see what this time is. 28.321. So Tavares is going to start 12th on the grid in the 36 car. Christian Wilson looked like a 10th place run for him in the 5X machine. Looks like Ed Palumbo might be our pole sitter here tonight. We'll take a look at the track here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. 1.5 miles in length, 24 degrees of banking in the turns, and 5 degrees of banking down the straights. Great track located in Atlanta, Georgia. High speed, man. I tell you what, high bank, high speed, and a lot of fun here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Who got the big win last week in his Saturday Night Thunder? That was Paul Brown taking the victory at Phoenix. Good run for him in the 70 car, and propelled him to the top of the charts in the point standings. Lucas Sinfner finished second, Bardelli Jr. third, Ed Palumbo finished fourth. Coming up on Friday, March the 19th, we'll be back out of race number 9 of the Bushwhackers Series season. 120 laps from Phoenix International. Should be a lot of fun. March the 19th, and that'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And Phoenix is a fun track, and big fields here in the Bushwhackers Series, usually rolling around 15 to 20. Sometimes over 20 drivers joining us. Last night we had 21 drivers at Riverside. So Phoenix International, a lot of fun at this track. This arguably just a little over 1 mile in length, but it's just a kind of a funky track. You got that dog leg there. It almost acts as a fifth turn. So you don't want to miss that. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. That's Phoenix International in the High Octane Racing League Bushwhacker Series. Don't forget, the High Octane Racing League GT3 Series will be at Donington Park. We had a great race at Dubai earlier today. Donington Park coming up on Saturday, March the 20th. Be race number 6 of the season. And man, this is a fun track. Donington is a lot of fun. Heck of a track there to race. And I think you're going to see some really close racing in the GT3 Series at Donington coming up next week. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. That's the High Octane Racing League GT3 Series. Get some chatters joining us in here. I think half of Brazil's in here right now. Gilmar Peixoto joining us in here. Claudio Bardelli Jr. going to be racing with us tonight, as a matter of fact. Givaldo Linares in here as well. Boa noite, my friends. And boa sorte to Claudio Bardelli Jr. here tonight. Should be a lot of fun. And he's always a great competitor, so Got some fans in here wishing him good luck. Don't forget, tonight's race is brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you're looking for an rFactor 2 server, there are 3 self-managed packages available. That is EliteHostingUSA.com, providing all of our servers here at TurnLeftTV High Octane Racing League. ZiaComics.com is your nerd headquarters. All things comic related. That's games, action figures, comic books, videos, you name it. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. That is ZiaComics.com, your nerd headquarters. We'll take a look at the results here in the qualification session. Ed Palumbo in the 54 starts in P1. Paul Brown will start in the second position. Preston Hassel starts in third. Tim Lansbury in the 82 will start in fourth. Will Dunbar in the 88 starts in the fifth position. John Stanley in sixth in that 12 car. Jessica Pelletier in the 6X starts in the 7th position. Givaldo Spindola will start 8th in the 1X. Claudio Bardelli Jr. starting in the 9th position in the 91 car. Christian Wilson in the 5X starts in 10th. Starting in the 11th position is Ernan Gio in Team Milka number 30 car. Johan Tavares in the 36 starts in the 12th position, and Luca Sinfoner in the 21 will start in 13th. All right, about 5.5 minutes left here in the warm-up session. Again, thanks so much for coming in and joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Make sure side-by-side views are working. Looks like they're working just fine here tonight. Great news for us. Check out our second side-by-side view. Looks like that's working as well. And again, thanks for coming in and joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Got my representing the motorsports hat. Where am I at? Right there, representing the school has a motorsports team that I work for. So I got this hat from the gentleman who runs the team. Thanks so much to those guys there at Clinton Prairie Motorsports. So doing some representing tonight. Hey man, if you'd like to join our Discord, there's the address there. Also, you can contact me through one of those Discord addresses. Please click on the link down in the description of the race over to the Fanatec website and help me out here at TurnLeftTV. If you'd like to follow me on TurnLeftTV, you can follow me on Twitter at TurnLeftTV, at TurnLeftTV1 on Facebook. And then don't forget that you can join us on Discord, of course. And then, you're here for the broadcast, so please hit the subscribe button. And tell your friends about TurnLeftTV. Get our screenshot in here. And again, we're taking a look at the schedule here in the Saturday Night Thunder. Bristol, Martinsville, Richmond, hitting you in the face over the next 3 weeks. That's right, short tracks out the wazoo. Bristol's going to be a fun one, of course. We know Martinsville's always fun. Richmond, that's an interesting one, man. That is a little bit more of a challenging track, in my opinion. Coming up on April the 3rd, 200 laps there. And then Talladega Super Speedway, that is going to attract everybody on the planet on April the 10th. And then Kansas Motor Speedway, 150 laps there on April the 17th. About 2 minutes left here in the warm-up session. Don't forget, coming up on Friday, March the 19th, we'll be back at it with a High Octane Racing League Bushwhacker Series. Phoenix International. That's right, man. Nice, sunny Phoenix. 120 laps there. Going to be dry, going to be hot, and it's going to be race number 9. 2 races to go in that season, and this could be a big one. Who's got that Phoenix package ready to go? We're going to find out on March the 19th right here live on TurnLeftTV at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And then don't forget, High Octane Racing League GT3 Series back in action at Donington Park. Oh, I love this track. This is going to be a great one. So all our locals there in Great Britain are going to come out and watch this race. 3 p.m. Eastern Time right here on TurnLeftTV. That's Saturday, March the 20th. race number 6 in that High Octane Racing League GT3 series from a great classic road course. That's Donington Park. All right, boys and girls, it is that time. Time to get this started here. Atlanta Motor Speedway, 150 laps here tonight. In the Saturday Night Thunder.
Attention grid, all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
And now, race fans, for the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome your Grand Marshal, singer, songwriter, megastar, and Ford truck man, Toby Keith.
It's time to get in, sit down, shut up, hold on, drivers, start your engines!
All right, the Saturday Night Thunder. Ready to hit the road here tonight. All right, the starting order here. Ed Palumbo in the 54 starts in P1. Paul Brown is second. Preston Hassel starts in the third position. Tim Lansbury starts in fourth. In fifth is Will Dunbar in the 88 car. John Stanley in the 12. Starts in the 6th position. Jessica Pelletier starts in the 7th position. Givaldo Spindola in the 1X starts in 8th. Claudio Bardelli Jr. starts in the 9th position. Christian Wilson starts in 10th. And Lucas Simpfner starts in the 11th position. All right, man, I'll tell you what, it's going to be high speed here and a lot of room to race. Race up on that high line, low line, pick a line. All right, so Ed Palumbo in the 54 car starts start this field off. 70 of Paul Brown starts up on the outside line. In second, 27 Preston Hassel third. 82 Tim Lansbury starts in the 4th position. Looks like we got one more lap here under yellow. So Will Dunbar starts in the 5th position. John Stanley 6th. Jessica Pelletier starts in the 7th position. Givaldo Spindola 8th. Claudio Bardelli Jr. starts in the 9th position. Kristen Wilson will start 10th. And Lucas Simpfner starting from the back here tonight in the 11th position. So I tell you what, I really got to think that it may be a situation where you're going to look at those two front guys have got to be the favorites here tonight. Palumbo and Brown have got to be the favorites here coming in to tonight. in tonight's race. I'm going to choose the 54 here tonight to win this race. So that's my choice, the 54, to win the race here at Atlanta Motor Speedway tonight. Looks like Johan Tavares' internet went down, so we lost him from the grid.
Green flag, go, go, go.
All right, green flag, here we go. Heading into turn one, that 54 car has a good run. Clearing the 70 car. Looks like the 27 is going to follow him through on the bottom line, so maybe that bottom line earlier, definitely the place to be on the starts. 27, Preston Hassel now in second. Take a look at Paul Brown here in the 70 car running in the third position. Here on the start, coming down across the start finish line. Ed Palumbo leads that first lap. See out of the gas there, that 70 car here starting to fish around for a lane. Try to get around the 27. Everybody sort of nose to tail right now, trying to feel it out here. Maybe let those tires sort of come in and figure out what lane's going to work, where you feel comfortable. Preston Hassel in the 27 car running in that second position in that Twix sponsor machine. He's wanting to get a good finish here. He's been having some pretty tight finishes. He's had some bad luck once in a while, but right now, just wanting to get a good finish here in the 27 car. Maybe make a run here for the victory here at Atlanta. Take a look at this pass here, the 6X. Jessica Pelletier getting by the 91 of Claudio Bardelli Jr. Good side-by-side racing there between the two of them, and the 6X is going to pull off that pass, move up to the 5th position. 91 Claudio Bardelli Jr. now back to the 6th spot. Looks like Will Dunbar might be closing in there too. Look at this, 27 and the 70 racing side-by-side. It looks like that 70 car is going to get by, so Paul Brown now moving up to the 2nd position. Look at this, the 88 of Will Dunbar here now pushing Claudio Bardelli Jr. Claudio up on that high line. John Stanley back there as well. John Stanley might be trying to follow him through. Looking out the front of Will Dunbar's machine. Take a look at Will Dunbar at the wheel. As he works that wheel there coming off the turn 4 down the front stretch. Has a pretty good run ahead, so Will Dunbar looking pretty fast here tonight. How about this, the 70 car. Paul Brown going down to the bottom side. Ed Palumbo up high, up there in the marbles is the 70 car, that Youngling sponsored machine. Paul Brown now to the race lead. I tell you, man, I thought that 88 car looking pretty fast here. He's up on the high line. 6X looked like she wanted to go up there, and looks like the 88 of Will Dunbar is going to take this spot. So this Dell sponsor machine now running in P5. So the 6X now back to 6th position. Take a look at Givaldo Spindola here in the 1X machine. Givaldo running in the 11th spot right now. A little bit off the pace here. So not sure what's happened to Givaldo, but hopefully maybe a caution flag might get him caught back up. Get some adjustments made done on that machine. We'll take a look at the 70 of Paul Brown, and now out to about a half a second lead over P2. So the 70 of Paul Brown Ridge Runners Racing program there, now P1. Yeah, Palumbo is in second. He is way up the track here, so this is a tight battle between the 54 scrubbing off a little bit of speed, so he might have a little bit of handling issue right now as you see the 27 closing in. We got a good side-by-side battle here behind him. Looking out of the back of Ed Palumbo's machine, you see that 27. Preston Hassel starting to dive down to the bottom side, but it is side by side behind Preston Hassel. Take a look at Tim Lansbury here in the 82 car, and that Skyline Chili Ford Mustang. Will Dunbar was really pushing the issue there a little bit. Tim Lansbury in that Skyline Chili Ford Mustang. And now we've got a battle just ahead of him, looking out of the front of his machine. And I'll tell you what, Preston Hassel looking fast here as he gets by the 54 Mellow Yellow sponsor machine. Lucas Sinfner in the 21 car, going to try to get by Christian Wilson. Christian Wilson in the 5X down on the bottom line. 21, Lucas Sinfner going up to the high side, using that high line. So the 21 now up to the 9th position. John Stanley in that Stanley Tools sponsor machine, battling this 6X car. 6X might have a little bit of an overheating issue right now. Jessica Pelletier is overheating here, it looks like. Gonna have to probably figure out something here to get some airflow through the front of that engine, and maybe that might mean coming down pit lane and taking off a little bit of tape here, because 6X is going to end up blowing that engine if not careful. Preston Hassel now indicating his car is getting loose. Things tightening up there behind him. Ed Palumbo and Tim Lansbury battling it out, the 54 and the 82. So you see that 54 car there using that middle line. He was really running up the track there quite a bit earlier in the run, and now has moved down to that middle line, running behind the 27 car, the 82 Tim Lansbury. Just behind him, running in P4. Will Dunbar, a little bit of a gap there back to the 5th position, but kind of out there by himself right now in the 88 car, that Dell sponsor machine, running in P5. Pretty good run here right now for the 88 car. Take a look at Claudio Bardelli Jr. Running in the 91 car. Lucas Sinfner now rolling up on the 91. So good battle here, side by side, as the 91 up on the high line. Lucas Sinfner is going to take this spot. Now take over the 8th position. So Luca moving forward here. Starting in the back, now starting to move forward. Claudio Bardelli Jr. trying to find a way maybe to get back by the 21 car. Looks like that 6X has cured that problem there with overheating. Tim Lansbury here in the 82. Look at that. That is a gaggle of cars right there. Tim Lansbury down to the bottom side and getting by that 27. So we saw that 27 really making some moves. Got up to the 2nd position and now starting to fall back. Looking like he is now back to the 4th spot. Now look like Will Dunbar is starting to put a little bit of pressure here on the 27. So Will Dunbar in that Microsoft sponsor machine. So it looks like something's going on with the 27 car. See here, maybe the 27 might have made some contact with the wall. I'm not sure. We'll go back here and take a look. Kind of watch Preston Hassel, and he might have made some contact with the wall, or maybe those tires are just starting to give up here a little bit. He was complaining about a loose condition here, so there's some handling issues going on with that 27 car right now. And I don't see anything so far. This is when he was in P2. And I'm just going to be looking. Oh, that car got snappy right there in a hurry. Did you see that? That car got snappy down on that bottom line. He almost lost it, and that's what the deal was. So fortunately for him, no contact with the wall as I suspected, but boy, that car got really, really loose. Take a look at the 91. Claudio Bardelli Jr. and Lucas Sinfner. Those guys running pretty tight together. Bardelli Jr., I'll tell you what, Bardelli Jr.'s car is starting to come back here. As look at that little gaggle of cars right there. And remember, Luca had gotten around Claudio Bardelli Jr., and this is this pass. Claudio Bardelli Jr. weaving through traffic here. What a great run there for Claudio Bardelli Jr. Big move right there. Showing some muscle. Go back up here and look at our race leader, 70, Paul Brown. He has got a 4.2 second lead over P2, Ed Palumbo. Tim Lansbury running in the third position. Will Dunbar fourth. John Stanley, starting to say Paul Stanley. That's the KISS. That's one of the KISS members. Wow. John Stanley running in the fifth position. Preston Hassel now back to sixth. So again, look at our race leader here, the 70. Paul Brown maintaining that 4.2 second gap. Lansbury, Palumbo there running pretty close together, about 2/10 away from each other. Both of them about 4.5, 4.2, 4.5 back from the race leader. Take a look at John Stanley here in that 12 car, running in the fifth position. And about there by himself right now, and just making some laps here, trying to get this thing figured out, maybe for make some adjustments on this first pit stop. We have had no caution flags here so far. We're 24 laps in, 150 laps race scheduled for tonight. And John Stanley right now running in the top 5. Preston Hassel indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane this time by. So interesting little mix here with the 27 as now he's making an early pit stop. He said, man, I cannot handle this anymore. He's having a hard time hanging on to it. And our pit stop here for the 27 is on lap 25. Meanwhile, Will Dunbar here in the 88 car. You see Tim Lansbury in that 82 way up the track as the 88 gets by. So Tim Lansbury falling back there to the fourth position as Will Dunbar now moves to third. Tim Lansbury says, hey man, I don't think so, buddy. Tim Lansbury has a run on the outside line in the tri-oval into turn 1, and he's going to gain that spot back. So little tit for tat on that one. As the 82, Tim Lansbury gaining that spot back. Now back up to P3. Will Dunbar back to P4. So now the 27 coming back out on track after making pit stop. Kind of an unscheduled pit stop, I think, for the 27 car, 6X, Jessica Pelletier. Down on that apron there. So, I see coming down pit lane here, the 6X making a pit stop. So Jessica Pelletier coming down pit lane here on lap 28. So maybe Preston Hassel here starting to cause these other guys to play their hands. No word out of Paul Brown right now, and that lead is still 4.2 seconds, so maintaining that lead over Ed Palumbo. Givaldo Spindola now up to the 9th position in the 1X machine. Wanting to get a good race in here right now. One lap down in the lucky dog position. You see those guys coming up on Givaldo Spindola. Givaldo sliding up the track right there as those guys trying to go by. So Spindola may have had a little bit of handling problems, the 54 and the 82 going by. Christian Wilson coming down pit lane in the 5X machine here on lap 31. We'll take a look at Ed Palumbo here and Jessica Pelletier in the 6X machine. Ed gets around the 6X. Alex 6X diving down there on fresher tires now, reclaiming that spot, but that is not for position. So Ed Palumbo running in P2, the 82 of Tim Lansbury just behind in third. So pretty close battle here. I think this is the closest battle maybe on the course here. We might have to look at that Bardelli Sinfiner battle there. That's a pretty good tight battle. It's the 91 and the 21 here battling it out. And we've seen those guys swapping positions several times here. 91 seems like he's given up quite a bit of speed through the turn. And the 21 looks to be a little bit faster right now. So on board here with the 91 of Claudio Bardelli Jr. running in the 6th position. And I have a feeling that 21 right now is just playing a little cat-mouse game. We know the 21's really good at saving tires, saving fuel, so kind of have a feeling that he's going to hit the go button here pretty soon. As John Stanley starting to get reeled in here too. He's running in the 5th position, so we've got 5, 6, and 7 here all in pretty tight quarters. So the 12 of John Stanley running in 5th. Claudio Bardelli Jr. is 6th. Lucas Simpner running in the 7th position. On board here with Lucas Simpner running in 7th. You see Bardelli Jr. going down to the bottom line. And going to scrub off a little speed there. Simpner gets out of the throttle, and they're going to try that another time there. Bardelli Jr. diving back down to the bottom line there as John Stanley really drifting up the track. Simpner is going to try to get by. John Stanley now going to tuck in and loses 2 positions. He's now back to the 7th spot. Take a look at Preston Hassel after making pit stop, running in the 10th position, 2 laps down. So a little bit earlier pit stop there for the 27, and I would suggest you that team's made some adjustments on that Twix sponsor machine. Now running in the 10th spot here, so hopefully it all sort of works out for him, and he's able to get this car figured out here, get it underneath him a little bit better, and make some time. So he said this thing was really, really loose, wicked loose late in the run. Well, Paul Brown had run off to a pretty decent-sized lead, and now the 54 and the 82 have worked together to run him down. So now we've got 1, 2, 3 all running here together. And Paul Brown's car seems like it may not be quite as good here in the long run as the 54 and the 82 have run him down from about 4 seconds back. Looking out of the back of Paul Brown's machine. Got Ed Palumbo into 54. He's going to dive down here to the bottom side and try to make this pass. So here we go, side by side for the race lead. Ed Palumbo in that Mellow Yellow sponsor machine. Now working his way to the front. And Tim Lansbury follow him through. Tim Lansbury peeking out there like he wants to get around that 70 car. That 70 car doesn't want to let him go, but he may not have any choice there as the 82 showing some muscle down on the bottom line here and gets around the 70. So Tim Lansbury now in P2. 70 of Paul Brown falls back to the 3rd position. You see those guys there kind of linked up. They've saved their stuff, and they're starting to open up that gap there. So Paul Brown now falling back even further here in the 3rd spot. Again, that is just a matter of he went out like gangbusters early in the run, and now that car has fallen off quite a bit for him. So he's going to have to make some adjustments on pit lane and maybe see if he can't change that strategy on that car, maybe get a long run car here. He might have been planning on some early caution flags. So far, we've been caution free. See the 1X here at Givaldo Spendola right now running in the 8th position. He is the first car 1 lap down. Will Dunbar indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane this time by. So these guys have to pit off turn 4. So here we go. Pit stops underway here, maybe for the guys that aren't really having trouble with their handling. So we're seeing some scheduled pit stops underway. The 88 Microsoft-sponsored machine of Will Dunbar on pit lane. So we see Will Dunbar coming down pit lane here as Ed Palumbo continuing to lead. '82 Tim Lansbury running in P2. '54 Ed Palumbo, P1. '82 is in second. Paul Brown running in third position. Lucas Simpson has got that car up to P4. You see the 88 finishing up his pit stop, coming back out on track. So he's taking a little bit earlier pit stop than some of these other guys here. Very interesting. So I don't see the other guys coming down pit lane. Preston Hassel trying to get one of his laps back here. We'll take a look at him in the 27 car. Preston now down below that 82 of Tim Lansbury. So Preston 2 laps down. He's got to get around that 54 to get one of those laps back, and looks like he's probably going to do that this time by. 27, good run here on fresh tires. So remember, he had pitted probably about 10 laps, 15 laps ago maybe. Not quite 15, I wouldn't imagine. Probably about 10 laps ago. He was on pit lane, so he's got a little bit fresher stuff right now on some of these other guys. But I'll tell you what, man, the 54, 82, the 70 all seem to be doing really well at saving their stuff. And I think the front runners there, Lansbury and Palumbo, we've seen them work together before. And I think they may be working together here a little bit tonight. So Ed Palumbo in the 54, Tim Lansbury, a couple New York boys here working together in P1, P2. We're going to jump back here and look at Lucas Simpner. He has worked his way up to the 4th position in the 21 car. And, talking about somebody who really likes to save what they've got. Lucas is one of the best there in the business of doing that. So Lucas Simpner way up the track there in the marbles, trying to save those tires a little bit, get a good run off the turn. Now running in P4, Claudio Bardelli Jr. is in 5th in the 91 car. And again, we've been caution-free 48 laps in. Oh, I didn't mean to jinx it. I did not mean to jinx that one. As Ed Palumbo is going to take that caution flag. We got our first caution flag of the night. So the 54, Ed Palumbo, the race leader. We got a first caution flag. Tim Lansbury will tuck in there in the 2nd position. We'll take a look and see what happened here. So Givaldo Spindola gets down on that apron, a lot of speed, smacks the wall, and comes up the track. And I think that 6X did a great job of missing Spindola. Look at this. This is Jessica Pelletier, and watch this, right straight across in front. Spindola, man, I'll tell you what, that car just got wicked loose coming. He got down onto the apron, and this thing is just not going to be saved at this point. Smacking the wall right there, and then coming across the track, and 6X sneaking through as contact right there for the 1X machine. So a tough break there for Givaldo Spindola. First caution flag of the night. '54, Ed Palumbo is the race leader. The lucky dog will go to Paul Brown in the 70 car. Paul may have come down pit lane there, taking some service, but now gets the lucky dog. So good news for Paul Brown. And that'll certainly tighten a few things up here. Also give a chance for some of these guys to get on pit lane and take some service, make some adjustments, and get back out here and get after it. So we'll hit the reset button to some extent as the 54, the race leader. Looks like the long run car there for the 54 and the 82. Those two guys pretty linked up here and look to be really, really strong later in the run. Paul Brown looks to be very strong early in the run too. So you got a little bit of different strategies there. Guys going out pretty quickly early on and maybe getting reeled in as you have a long green flag run. So these guys coming down pit lane. Looks like Ed Palumbo going to lead the field here down pit lane under caution flag. First caution of the night. You see the 82 peeling off and coming in to the pit stall as Ed Palumbo taking some service. We'll get a chance here to maybe look at a little bit of a race off pit lane. Lucas Simpner coming out. 82 also popping out there. The 54 looks like he's going to win that battle off pit lane. Claudio Bardelli Jr. coming off pit lane in the 91 car. Paul Brown is the race leader, but Paul Brown going to be making a pit stop here, I believe. Don't forget, coming up on Friday, March the 19th, we'll be back at it at Phoenix International. 120 laps there in a high-octane Racing League Bushwhackers Series. Race number 9 in that 2021 season number 1. Should be a fun race. Always a great series here, man. We had a big field last night, 21 drivers at Riverside. And I would suggest we're going to have a big field at Phoenix as well coming up next week. It'll be live right here on TurnLeft TV at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. See some guys coming down pit lane there. The 5X, the 27, the 70. 21 ducking down pit lane again. So Lucas Simpner on pit lane. Team Luca. Taking some service, maybe a little strategy from the 21 car. '70 car finishing up his pit stop here. And Palumbo, the race leader. Now the 88 is going to get a drive around here, wave around. So the 88 now coming back around and now is going to get one lap back. So Ed is elected to go to the outside line here on this restart. That's a little interesting because I think, judging for me, now on that first, the start at the beginning of the race there, it looked like the inside line was really the place to be on the restart here. So we'll see. So this 54 Mellow Yellow sponsored Chevy Camaro up on the outside line. The 82 Tim Lansbury down on the inside line. John Stanley up there on the outside line, running behind that 54 car. 91 Claudio Bardelli Jr. will actually start in the third position on the inside line. Lights are out on the pace car here, so I think we're going to go green this time by.
Green flag, green flag.
All right, here we go, back to green. And Palumbo, Tim Lansbury there on the inside line, and I kind of wonder what's going to happen here. Is Palumbo going to go down to the bottom line and help that 82 car? John Stanley in that 12 car, he's up on the outside line, kind of got to figure what he's going to do. He's going to let that 82 car in. Things are getting a little chippy right now. 6X has a head of steam there looking in the rearview mirror. John Stanley, see that 6X car down on the bottom line. Things getting a little wild here right now. Everybody's trying to figure out a spot. Ed Palumbo, the leader. 91 and the 82 racing side by side here. Good run here. We may end up seeing 3 wide here before it's over with. I hope not, but well, I hope so, as long as they can hold it. The 91 there. Oh! There's contact between the 82 and the 91. The 91 slipped up there. 82 had a head of steam and got into the back of the 91. Bardelli Jr., I think by the time he tried to go up to the high side there, that 82 was there. So that is a tough break there. We'll take a look at and see what happened here. Is Bardelli Jr. slides up right there, and then Tim Lansbury. See Bardelli Jr. slides up there in front of Tim, and then Tim, I don't know if he tried to miss or what happened, but the 91 may have come across the nose of that car, and 91 spins. Good news for the 91 is it doesn't look like he hits anything right there. So that's good news for him. We'll take a look at this again. Right there, as the 91 slides up, I think seems to be all right there. And then the 91, and it looks like that 82 kind of gets into the back of the 91, but that is tight quarters there. Not a lot of time to react. You've got a head of steam there, and all of a sudden you got the 91 car right in front of you. So right there you saw that little tap. Bardelli Jr. may having some more trouble there. That's the later in there. That's as that incident unfolded, it looked like. So that's hard right there. That's hard to say. Is that got a little interesting. We'll take a look here as he slides up right there, and then gets a little bit of help coming around. So going back to live here.
Pit road will be open this time for lead lap cars.
See, they're coming down pit lane there again. So things got chippy right off the bat, and I think Bardelli Jr. tried to slide that car up in the front of the 82 car, and those guys get together. So we've got some guys on pit lane here. Don't forget about the GT3 Series, the High Octane Racing League's Saturday afternoon GT3 effort. Going to be at Donington Park on March the 20th. So at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and it is race number 6 of the season. And Donington Park is an amazing track. So going to be a great one. So don't forget to join us at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday, March the 20th for High Octane Racing League GT3 Series at Donington Park.
Pit road will be open this time.
Six-X of Jessica Pelletier is the lucky dog, and let's see if the 6X stays out here when we get the one to go, or comes down pit lane with the lucky dog. I think probably we'll see a pit stop here. Tonight's race brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. You want some rFactor 2 servers or a server, self-managed, 3 packages to choose from. That's EliteHostingUSA.com. I want to say thank you so much for coming in and joining me here on TurnLeft TV. It looks like Dennis Vanderven joining us in here. How about that, man? Good to see him in here tonight. Wish we saw him out there on the track, but he had a good race of the GT3 Series today, and he's probably getting all rested up because he's going to be partying tonight. I know how those Netherlanders do. But, hey, thanks for coming in. Good to see you, Dennis. Gilmar Peixoto on here. Flavio in here as well. Good to see Flavio as well. But, hey, thank you for coming in. Please hit the thumbs up button. We got the one to go. We're going to have to get up on the wheel, tighten those belts, and get after it again here. So, again, thank you for coming in. And we got a good race here in the Saturday Night Thunder tonight here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. 60 laps in. Just under our second caution flag. '54, Ed Palumbo going to start on the outside line again. Look who's up there in the second position, the 21, Lucas Simpfner. Tim Lansbury on the bottom line behind that, so he's on bottom side there, row 2. 12, John Stanley up on the outside line in P4. Getting ready to go back green this time. Here we go. Back to green. Luca spinning those tires. He might have started in first gear. He gets a good launch. 54 up on the outside line. Luca Symphony down on the bottom line. So I got to wonder how this is going to work out. Luca Symphony looks like he's going to take the lead here. He's down on that bottom line. He's going to slide in there in front of the 54 car. So we got a new race leader here, and that's a 21 of Luca Symphony. Here on lap 61. 54 here saying, hey, I don't know about that, man. I'm not going to let you have that for too long. Luca takes that lap, but now Ed Palumbo now down on the bottom side here as Luca sees him launch ahead back to the race lead. That 54 car may be in one of those moods where he says, I am not going to be denied. And I'll tell you what, the 21 has some issues here with the 82 and the 91. Maybe Luca did a two-tire stop, not sure. So now the 91 gets by. The 82 looking to get by here. So the 82 gets by, the 6X getting by. So Luca got that launch there, but has not been able to do anything with it. Pelletier in the 6X now up front here and running in the third position, challenging for P2. So that 6X machine, Jessica Pelletier now in P2. Ed Palumbo is in the lead. Paul Brown here trying to get by the 21 car. So that 21, he may be doing this thing where, hey, I'm going to lead a lap. Now I'm going to fall to the back here, save my stuff. And the 70 now gets by on the bottom side. Well, not so fast. Side by side here between the 70 and the 21. 21 there got the draft, but on board here with the 70 of Paul Brown. Now he's going to tuck in and take that spot away from Luca Symphony. So Paul Brown now up to the 6th position. Luca's back to 7th. Battle here, the 54 and the 6X. 82 also in this mix. Ed Palumbo in the Miller Yellow sponsor machine running in the lead. Paul Brown continuing to make some moves. He's going up to the high side here. He's going to try to get around John Stanley. John Stanley in that 12 car. Down on the bottom side as now the 70 makes a move. He's up to the 5th position. John Stanley back to 6th. Paul Brown maybe setting his sights on Claudio Bardelli Jr. He's running in the 4th spot. And Palumbo looking out of the back of his machine at that 6X car. That 6X starting to give up a little bit here on some tires, I think. Tim Lansbury in the 82 back there as well. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in this mix. Oh, that 6X touching the apron right there. Got to be really, really careful. As the 82 is going to try to slide by, and we're seeing a great battle here out of the back of the 54 car. He says, I want no part of that. Lansbury way up the track. That is getting interesting. Look at this, 6X. Pelletier and down on the bottom line, Tim Lansbury in the Skyline Chili Mustang up high, and Pelletier going to try to slip in here. Maybe no. 82's got to run on the high side. Bardelli Jr. says, I am tired of this, man. Oh, they're 3 wide right now. 3 wide. Pelletier is in the middle here. The meat and the sandwich as the 91 and the 82 go by. My heavens, man, that got crazy. That got crazy. 91 is showing some muscle right now. My heavens, man, this 91 car. Claudio Bardelli Jr. here showing some muscle. That got crazy. Now, look at that, man. Just as quickly as that changed, the 82 now back up there up top. Running in P2. Paul Brown says, I got to get around here, man, and get away from this mess. He's down on the bottom side here looking to make some moves. So the 70 of Paul Brown, that Youngling sponsor machine. Good three-way battle here. The 70, the 91, the 82 all battling it out. Remember, there was a little contact between that 91 and that 82 a little bit earlier ago. And they're side by side again. So the 91 and the 82 side by side. Look at that side-by-side racing here. Very tight racing. 1, 2, 3, 4, all tight together. Ed Palumbo is the leader, and I'll tell you what, man, looking out of the back of his machine. Oh, there was that slide job again. The 82 gave him a little bit of a punch again. The 91 tried to do that slide job again, and Tim Lansbury wasn't having anything of it. Oh, my heavens. There might be a little battle brewing here. Tim Lansbury says, not again. 91 slamming the wall that time. And we'll take a look here. Watch this. The 91 has a head of steam. The 82 has a head of steam. The 91 slips up there in front of him again, and there's contact. That 82, I think 91 got some chili sauce on his car. As that 82 car says, not today. And that 91, Claudio Bardelli Jr. bit off a little bit more than he could chew on that lap. Now I have a feeling Claudio Bardelli Jr. will be back to a challenge for this position in a few laps, and he has got to run again on the 82. Down to the bottom line here. Got another pass here as Will Dunbar getting by the 6X machine. 88 down on the bottom line is 6X. Jessica Pelletier is starting to have a little bit of issue there with those tires as the 88 moves past. Now up to P7. Ed Palumbo, I'll tell you what, man, he's got to wonder what in the world he's watching out of the back of his machine. He has got a whole lot of that 70 car right now. Paul Brown, that Youngling sponsored machine. That got crazy. I tell you what, man, I think there's a little fisticuffs going on here between the 82 and the 91. These guys getting after it. That 91, and just a little bit of a replay. See this 91, he does this. He did this before. He slid up there in front of that 82. That 82 has a head of steam and not enough time to react. I mean, he can't really get on the brakes right there, and then the 91 slides into the wall. These guys have been in each other's grill a few times tonight already. Bardelli Jr. might have a little trouble with his car now. He's kind of fallen off the pace here, so he's running in P4, but he has lost touch with that front three. John Stanley and Lucas Simpson are here running together. This is P5, P6. John Stanley in the 12 car, running in the 6th position. 21 of Lucas Simpson running in 7th. Dennis Vandeven says, settle down, Danny Sullivan. That's a dated joke, man. Not very many people know who Danny Sullivan is, Dennis. That's funny stuff. Well, I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana, so you might imagine I'm pretty familiar with a lot of those IndyCar drivers over the years. Always been an IndyCar racing fan. As we see John Stanley here running in the 5th position. Nothing like the Indy 500, that's for sure. Take a look at Will Dunbar here in the 88. He's closing in on these guys too. See this guy side by side here. So Will Dunbar looking out of the front of his machine at John Stanley in the 12. Will Dunbar pulls off that pass. Stanley going down to the bottom line here. Is he going to try to get a run? Oh, Will Dunbar gets out of the throttle. He gets up into the wall. So contact there for Will Dunbar. We'll see what happened there. As Will Dunbar got up the track. Watch this as he runs up. He got head of steam right here, and he's going to just end up. This thing does not grip on him. It's down on this bottom side. He might get a little bit loose right there, and then just a horrible angle coming off the turn, and he smacks the wall right there. Keeps their car pointed in the right direction. That's what you want, of course. But nonetheless, a little tough break there for Will Dunbar. Back up here with the race leaders. Ed Palumbo in P1. 70 of Paul Brown in that Youngling sponsor machine running in second. Tim Lansbury is third. You really got to be wondering here how these cars are going to handle over the long run. We had a really long run here early on in the race, and it seemed like the guy who jumped out to the front and tried to take off, that was Paul Brown, got reeled in. But it doesn't, it might be a little bit too early in the run here to figure that out. But nonetheless, I'll tell you what, this front three running away from it, they're showing that they're the class of the field right now. 54, 70, and the 82. 1, 2, 3. Bardelli Jr. shown in fourth. Symphony now in the 21 is run away from P6. He's out there by himself in P5. Take a look at kind of his effort compared to Claudio Bardelli Jr. So he's 1.1 seconds behind Claudio Bardelli Jr. Is he closing in? Now he's actually falling back there a little bit. So Symphony maybe on fuel save, tire save strategy, as we've seen him so many times before. Take a look at Preston Hassel here in the 27 car. He was up front there early on, and then that thing got wicked loose on him, and he has now kind of not really been able to recover and get back up here with these guys. And he may be trying that fuel save, tire save strategy here, because that first run for him, he got wicked loose and had to pit a lot earlier than the rest of these guys. He's running in P8 right now, 11 seconds off the lead. .6X here of Jessica Pelletier running in the 9th position. First race out for Jessica. Whoa, in the grass right there for Jessica. Hold on, Danny Sullivan. Running in the 9th position. We'll take a look at Christian Wilson. Christian Wilson running 1 lap down, getting ready to maybe go 2 laps down. Way up the track there for Christian as the leaders now starting to roll up on the 5X machine. So these guys are going to go by here on the bottom side. Christian Wilson up in the fence. That slows those guys up. And I'll tell you what, that has allowed Claudio Bardelli Jr. to close back in on these guys. So the 91 of Claudio Bardelli Jr., he dropped back there a little bit, maybe saving some little stuff there. But I think the trouble of getting around lap traffic has hurt those guys just ahead. So Claudio Bardelli Jr. now closes back in on him. He's running in P4, but that gap has tightened. That car is a little bit loose, as we saw the back end of that thing coming around. So Bardelli Jr. working that wheel. Take a look at Bardelli Jr. here at the wheel. Try not to get the camera in his face. Lucas Symphony, we see him out of the back of that machine. There's Luca out of the back of that number 91 car. So Claudio Bardelli Jr. has got a whole mirror full of Luca Symphony. Luca's right there now, challenging for P4. 21 and the 91 getting after it now. Christian Wilson has made a pit stop. He's coming back out on track. So a little bit off sequence pit stop for him. Take a look at Christian Wilson as he moves back out onto the racing surface. Here 92 laps in. '91 there making contact with the wall as Luca pulls up behind. Bardelli Jr. is absolutely wicked loose right now. Lucas Sinfiner running behind him, and he's got to be seeing that back into that car, fishtailing around. Bardelli Jr. way up the track there. Paul Brown and Tim Lansbury having a good little battle just ahead as we're on board here with Sinfiner, and we're going to take a look at Bardelli Jr. He's closing in on those guys. Those guys got a little side-by-side, but see that back into that car coming around there on Bardelli Jr. right there about 3/4 of the way through the turn, and that's allowed Lucas Sinfiner to close in. Paul Brown now back to the 3rd position. He and Tim Lansbury were having a little bit battle. We'll take a look at that pass there at Tim Lansbury. Gets around Paul Brown. Tim Lansbury goes up to the high side and makes this pass on Paul Brown. Paul Brown down the inside. That might have been a little bit of a wave by there. Paul realized the 82 was a little bit faster than him and let him go. Ed Palumbo continuing to lead the field as the 6X there, letting him by. 6X now 3 laps down. Jessica Pelletier. Tim Lansbury in the 2nd position. So I tell you what, a lot of strength out of Tim Lansbury here tonight. Definitely a car to consider here for the race win. Who'd I call to win this race? That's right, 54. That's the one that I picked as who I thought was going to win the race. And 96 laps in, the 54 showing some strength here. And Palumbo's already got a couple of wins this season. And he is, boy, he needs to get a championship under his belt. This would be a big shot in the arm for that race program. Lansbury keeping him honest, running in P2, about 0.3 of a second back. Take a look at Will Dunbar in the 88 car, running in the 8th position. Will's up high there in the Dell-sponsored Mustang, Microsoft Dell-sponsored Mustang. Pelletier in the 6X gets by. Sinfiner and Bardelli Jr. just will not let it go. 21, Sinfiner up on the high side. Bardelli Jr. in the 91 down low. And Sinfiner's going to pull off that pass and take over the 4th position. Bardelli Jr. now back to 5th. That's getting tight right there, that 88, now 6X. Trial by fire, first race out for the 6X, Jessica Pelletier, and Jessica's showing a little bit of smoke coming out of the back of that car. Might have a little bit too much tape, gets a good run, and the 88 staying in that lane up high. And they're starting to roll up on some lap traffic here, so this is going to get interesting. 88 starting to breathe a little bit of smoke there through the turns. Smacking the wall just a little bit. But John Stanley running in the 12 car and the 27 of Preston Hassel. This is 6th and 7th. Good tight battle here. So right there, side by side, that Twix sponsored Mustang and that Stanley Tools sponsored Mustang. Couple Fords getting after it here as Preston Hassel going to take over that spot. On board here with John Stanley as you see that number 27 Twix Ford Mustang. Now picking up the 6th position. John Stanley feathering that throttle coming through the turn. A little bit skatey right now for the 12 car. Simpner says, I am done with this. Let's go. It is go time here late in the race. This 21 car starting to rise to the top. Now getting around the 70. 21, Lucas Simpner. Now in the third position as Paul Brown falls back to fourth. That battle right there for the lead has tightened up a little bit. 54, Mellow Yellow sponsor machine. That Camaro of Ed Palumbo is the leader. 82, Tim Lansbury running in second. Preston Hassel coming down pit lane. So the 27 car, Preston Hassel, that Ford Mustang making a pit stop here. Probably all out of Twix bars. Look at this. This is a tight battle here. Three-way battle for the lead. As we're watching Ed Palumbo, the race leader, Preston Hassel on pit lane in that 27. Remember, he pitted a little bit earlier. I think we got a race here for P2. Lucas Simpner up on the down on the inside is going to get by and take over the second position. Tim Lansbury in the 82. Now falling back to third. So Lucas Simpner, I told you, man, that is a guy that you got to watch late in the runs, and looks like this car is showing some strength here with 45 laps to go. 21 now to the front. So Lucas Simpner, Team Soulja Boy, to the race lead. Ed Palumbo in the 54 is in second. Tim Lansbury in the third position. Paul Brown in fourth. Bardelli Jr. might have come down pit lane and finished up his pit stop. 12 of John Stanley on pit lane. Ed Palumbo indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane. We're watching Will Dunbar in the 88 making a pass here. Taking over the fifth position as the 5X. Actually, that was not for position. Christian Wilson is in the 5X. He's actually running in 10th. As you see John Stanley finishing up his pit stop. He's the one who dropped the positions, being on pit lane. So now John Stanley back to 8th as he rejoins the racing surface. Lucas Simpner is our race leader. Looks like he's coming down pit lane. So Simpner making a pit stop. Palumbo on pit lane. Paul Brown on pit lane. That's going to give the race lead to Tim Lansbury. So we take a look at Lucas Simpner on pit lane. So Lansbury now coming down pit lane here. So green flag pit stops happening. So very interesting here late in the race. These guys making some pit stops, and I'm kind of wondering, can they go to the rest of the way? I don't think they can, but I might be wrong about that. Lucas Simpner coming back out on track. And he is going to get by Givaldo Spindola as Spindola, he didn't feel like Spindola was going quite fast enough for him. And now he's going to come back out, and he's probably going to end up losing the lead here as I think Ed Palumbo's got a pretty good head of steam up on the outside line. Lucas Simpner going to tuck in. I would suggest I think that 54 of Ed Palumbo is going to be the race leader here when it shakes out. Lansbury on pit lane. He's on that apron there coming off pit lane, and now falling back as those guys get around. So the 54, a little bit better sequence of pit stop there for 54 compared to that 21. But 21 pitting a little bit later, a lap or two later, running in the second position. Will Dunbar has that car up to the third spot in the 88 Microsoft sponsored machine. Will Dunbar there making a screenshot as he's driving down the track and getting into the wall. Will Dunbar indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane. Look at this gaggle of cars right here. This is Paul Brown running in P4. Tim Lansbury running in the 5th position. So that battle is for position. The 5X, Christian Wilson. Oh, man, Christian Wilson there. Is he going to hang on to that thing? He got sideways. Holy smokes. Christian Wilson got sideways there and barely hung on. As you see Claudio Bardelli Jr. coming by. Holy Toledo. That thing was sideways. How did he hang on to that? Take a look here. This is Christian Wilson coming off the turn. These guys get around him, and he's going to slide up here, and he's going to end up smacking the wall in the turn, and he is going to get absolutely cattywampus as he slides up the track, and right here smacks the wall, and he is absolutely wrecked right there. How in the world does he hang on to that thing? Working that wheel and does a good job of straightening that thing out. Holy smokes, that is called cattywampus right there. Ed Palumbo in the 54. He's not cattywampus. He's out in the lead. Simpner just behind him. A little ways back there. You take a look at Lucas Simpner. As we go back live, running in the 2nd position. He's about 9/10 of a second, almost a second back. And got to be wondering how that time is clicking off for him. Is he closing in on the race leader? So the 54 of Ed Palumbo is the race leader. Simpner looking to try to close in on him, and he is. It's down to below 8/10 of a second now. So Simpner clearly faster after making pit stops. He pitted about 2 laps later than the 54. Now that's down to 4/10 of a second. So Simpner closing in quickly here on the 54. So on board here with Lucas Simpner in the 21 car. As he's running behind the race leader, the 54 Mellow Yellow sponsor machine. Luca looking down there on the lowest side, not ready to try to make that pass. Wants to make that 54 worry about him a little bit. Luca going down in through the tri-oval on the bottom line. Is he going to try to outmaneuver the 54 car in the turn? No can do that time by. Luca has got a run there on the high side and was not able to get enough room to make it through. This is getting interesting here as Luca's backing off that turn, getting a run off the turns. Heck of a run off the turns. He's down on the bottom line here. Ed might end up giving him a little bit of a wave by. They are side by side for the race lead. The 21, Lucas Simpner. Oh, he touches the apron right there. He touches the apron, not able to pull off that pass. So it looked like Luca had him passed, but he got down on the apron. Take a look at this again. Watch this through the tri-oval, and Luca's going to end up touching it right there. He gets a little bit loose, just a little wiggle there for the 21 car. He actually didn't touch the apron. It just got a little snappy loose and held on to that thing, thankfully, but gives up the race lead. He had a fender in front of the 54 car, but not able to pull off the pass. Again, that car got a little snappy loose on him, maybe a little bit of air. Oh, he's into the wall right there. 21 got up the track and got into the wall. So Superman Simpner showing a little, somebody might have put a little kryptonite in that car. As Ed Palumbo holds off that charge here for the moment. Simpner trying to bounce back there. Tim Lansbury taking a look at him. He and Paul Brown having a good battle. This is for P3. Lansbury in third. Brown in the 70 car is fourth. So the 82 there opening up a little bit of a lead on the 70 of Paul Brown. We'll take a look at that pass there for the third position as Tim Lansbury gets a run here on the 70 car. Goes to the high side. Now pulls off this pass, so the 70 kind of letting him go, maybe realizing he was faster. Back up here with the race leaders, the 54, Ed Palumbo, Luca Sinfner. Dennis Vandeven wanting to know if Ed Palumbo was Lex Luthor. Could be. Could be. He might have the kryptonite here. We'll see. So the mellow yellow sponsor machine is the race leader. As Lucas Sinfner hanging tight. He got into the wall. He got a little bit loose, a little snappy loose in that next lap. He got into the wall, but now he's down to the bottom line here. Put a move on Ed Palumbo side by side. Palumbo using that outside line, getting a run. So Sinfner can't pull off that pass because he can't get the track that he needs to really get that run coming off the turn. He's got to slide up the track, and he doesn't have that room as the 54 car is able to use the outside line here with 25 laps to go. Luca there going to try to slip in on that outside line, and Ed Palumbo, I have a feeling, is not going to let him have that outside line. Luca has a good run here down the backstretch. Ed Palumbo using that outside line and holding off that charge for the moment. Take a look at Claudio Bardelli Jr. here in the 91 car. He is running in P5. He's had a pretty eventful night here. He and the 82 car got into each other several times. And now a little bit off the pace, about 10 seconds off the pace. He might have some damage on that machine that just needs to be taken care of. Preston Hassel running in P6. He and John Stanley, they're pretty close together. Racing for position, the 12 and the 27. Preston in that Twix sponsor machine, running in the 6th spot. John Stanley running in 7th. John Stanley looked like he is a little bit better entering the turn in the 27 car. Remember, the 27 car was good early on and then ran into a little bit of a loose condition later on. Here we go. Side by side between the 12 and the 27. This is for position. The 12 up the track as the 27 pulling off that pass. John Stanley taking over that spot. But, man, he slips up the track there a little bit. And the 27 has a run here, so they might end up swapping positions again. John Stanley and the 12. 27, Preston Hassel. Racing for position. So good side-by-side racing right there between the 12 and the 27. The 12 holding out there on the outside line. Back up here with the race leader at 54 and 21. Just behind him. Lucas got a run here, and Ed Palumbo might end up giving him the outside line. No, he doesn't. He's not going to give him that outside, and they're starting to roll up on some lap traffic here. So Ed Palumbo is going to try to get by Preston Hassel. Preston up the track, letting those guys go through, and now looks like 21 gets through. Preston Hassel got way up the track there. Tim Lansbury watching that out of the front of his machine. So you guys go ahead and get on, use up your stuff. I'll be right there in a minute. Those guys are really, really nose to tail, and they've been like that for quite a few laps. It's going to be interesting to see how this shakes out. Lucas Simpner going down to the bottom line there. That's side by side. This might end up going 3 wide here. Whoa! Ed Palumbo getting into the back of the 12 car. They're side by side. Look at that. Ed Palumbo says, get out of the way. 21 had gotten around him, but Ed Palumbo muscles his way back through. Oh my gosh, we got to take a look at that. So Lucas Simpner gone down to the bottom line, trying to get around. Those guys were rolling up on some lap traffic, up on John Stanley, and watch this. Ed Palumbo getting into the back of John Stanley right there. He might not have actually hit him, but John Stanley gets out of the way, and the 54 says, I'm going, man. Well, 21, I don't know. Maybe he heard he was 3 wide down low, and he ends up backing off there a little bit, and Ed Palumbo reclaiming the race lead. Here on lap 135. Tim Lansbury now in this mix. How about this? The 82, Tim Lansbury. Those guys got a little racy, and now Tim Lansbury has closed in the Skyline Chili Ford Mustang. He is all over the back of this P1, P2. Lansbury has been in a few scrapes here tonight. Maybe a little bit of paint washed off that car. Ed Palumbo the leader. Simpner in second. Lansbury in third. We're watching Tim Lansbury in the 82. Seems to be. Oh, we got a yellow flag here late in the race. Oh, that changes things, doesn't it? That changes things. Oh, my heavens. Caution flag here on lap 136. As Ed Palumbo catching up to the pace car here. Well, that changes things. Lucas Simpner in second. Lansbury third. Paul Brown is fourth. I think the benefactor here really is going to be Paul Brown, Claudio Bardelli Jr. maybe as well, as those guys get caught up back to the field. And don't forget about John Stanley. He had just gone a lap down, so he's going to be the lucky dog. Okay, we'll see what happened here. As a 6X, Jessica Pelletier gets down onto the apron, sideways, oh, and then hard into the wall right there. So that happened quickly. Just gets down and touches the apron right here. And that's all she wrote right there. That'll end up upsetting the back end of that car. And that is hard to handle once that thing breaks loose like that and then backs it into the wall. So a tough break there for the 6X, Jessica Pelletier. John Stanley, I believe, got the lucky dog there on that one. So good news for John Stanley. Now I got to be wondering how this pit strategy is going to work out. Because I would suggest to you some guys may gamble and just do 2 tires. I can't imagine that, but you never know. I mean, some guys could possibly do that. The other thing is that guys are going to be dumping some tape on those grills for the final dash to the finish. So keep in mind, you might see some setup changes. Might see a few adjustments on pit lane here. Guys might be going a little bit radical on the changes. Don't forget, coming up on Friday, March the 19th, the Bushwhacker Series will be back in action. Phoenix International 120 laps there from that great track in the Bushwhacker Series. It's race number 9. We have 2 races to go, including Phoenix. Sunny Phoenix coming up on Friday, March the 19th. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Set your calendars. Getting some guys coming on pit lane here. See Sinfner ducking into his pit stall. Bardelli Jr. ducking into his pit stall. Ed Palumbo in the 54 on pit lane. See Sinfner finishing up that pit stop there, so he may have gambled and just did a 2-tire stop. That is a pretty quick stop there for Lucas Sinfner. Yeah, Palumbo looks like he probably did a 4-tire stop. Bardelli Jr. 4-tire stop. Paul Brown 4-tire stop. Interesting move. Lucas Sinfner taking 2 tires. Beating those guys out off pit lane. Very interesting move. We'll see how this works out for him. He's going to have about a 10-lap dash to the finish. We'll take a look at this. This effort off pit lane right here. So you see he gets out and passes these guys on pit lane. So Lucas Sinfner just doing a 2-tire stop here on this pit stop. Ed Palumbo on 4 freshies just behind him. John Stanley in 3rd. Actually, I believe John Stanley might have come down pit lane, I believe. Yeah, he's on pit lane. So John Stanley and that Stanley Tools sponsor machine on pit lane. As Bardelli Jr. now in 3rd in the 91. Paul Brown in the 70 is in 4th. So this is going to get wild here. Is Sinfner the race leader? Givaldo Spindola probably waiting for that wave around there. Also the 5X. It looks like Preston Hassel. He's on the tail end of the lead lap, that 27 car, so he's going to wait for that wave around as well. Running in the 7th position. He is actually on the tail end of the lead lap, so he's a lead lap car, but he's going to have to skip this pit stop here and get this wave around to get back on the lead lap, and he's going to have to hope for a quick caution flag. So don't forget that Lucas Sinfner in the 21 has only taken 2 tires. 54, Ed Palumbo on 4 fresh tires. I think all those guys behind, 91, 82, on 4 fresh tires. So I got to wonder if Luca is going to be able to hold off these guys. Ten laps to go. So when we go back to green, we'll have 9 to go. So the Flex Seal sponsored machine here of the 21 of Lucas Sinfner taking a little bit of a gamble here late in the race with these 2 tires. I personally would have gone 4 tires. I mean, you're in 2nd place when you come down pit lane. And, you know, you clearly seem to be a little bit faster than the 54 car. And, you know, it was a little bit cat-mouse game there on that last run. But now Luca is gambling. And I personally do not like this gamble. Now, if anybody can pull off this gamble, that's going to be the 21 car. I mean, he seems to find a way to make these things work. And we're going to have to see how this works out for the 21 of Lucas Simpner up on the outside line, who is going to lead the field at green flag, and he is on 2 tires. 2 fresh tires. This is the 54 of Ed Palumbo on 4 on the bottom line here. Here we go, getting ready to go back green. 55 miles an hour.
Green flag, go, go, go.
All right, back to green, and Lucas spins the tires right there. He got a little cattywampus. Ed Palumbo on the bottom line here. He probably realizes that Lucas on 2 tires, 2 fresh tires, and Ed Palumbo's got a shot here of getting by the 21. 21 on the outside line. He's got a head of steam here. Here's where the rubber's going to meet the road in the turns like here. In the 2 tires here, are they going to work? Ed Palumbo out to the lead. There's a 21 of Lucas Simpner running in P2. Probably going to be okay coming off the turns a little bit, but I'll tell you what, it's going to be through the turns is where that 21 car is going to have a hard time. 82, Tim Lansbury. Also, John Stanley in this mix. John Stanley running in the 4th position on board here with Tim Lansbury as he's diving down to the bottom side. Look at that, John Stanley going 3 wide, side by side. The 82, the 12, the 21, 3 wide coming off the turn. 82 there holding his ground as the 12 car wanting to get by. And that is exactly what Ed Palumbo wants to see. He wants to see side-by-side racing behind him. The 82 not able to clear the 21. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in this mix too. He's going to try to squeeze that car through. Oh, there's been contact between the 82 and the 91. Little bit of contact there. Tim Lansbury, the 82, trying to find a way to get around that 21 car. They're side-by-side. Bardelli Jr. is up in the wall. Lansbury diving down to the inside. Bardelli Jr. and the 12 of John Stanley get together and bring out a caution flag. Oh my gosh. Holy Toledo. I don't know what happened to Bardelli Jr., but he looked like he was spinning like a helicopter. Looks like some helicopter blades there. Bardelli Jr. might have some big-time damage. It looks like he has retired his machine. Wow, that was crazy. Let's see what happened here as John Stanley and Claudio Bardelli Jr. You see, is in the wall right there pretty significantly. He was beside Tim Lansbury. And here you go. Watch this. This is coming off the turn. These guys are going to get together here. Bardelli Jr., he gets into the 12 car. Not a lot of room right there. And watch this. Oh, my gosh, that car is up in the air. Spinning. Oh, how many spins did he do? It's like a figure skater there. And watch this, Bardelli Jr. This is going to make you sick right here. I think he just catches the wall in the wrong spot. Oh, and then he is all over the place there spinning. Watch this, and he just catches the wall just at a horrible angle. It must have just snapped his car around. Right there, John Stanley in the wall, and it just stopped him cold. Look at that, the tire flying off. Right there, the tire gets hit. Somebody hits that thing. So the tire gets slammed by somebody going by. See, Pelletier might have hit this tire as those guys get together. And then this tire is going to come flying across the track. Somebody slams into it, I think. Might have missed that. So Bardelli Jr. Man, that is a hard lick right there. Just stopped dead cold right there. And then the tire coming off that car. Somebody slams that tire.
open this time for lead by
Or, hey,
four.
I'm focused on the tire. There we go. So, wow, that was crazy. Now, what are we going to do here? The 54 race leader, 21. Simpner was leading that last restart. 54 now in control of the restart. Tim Lansbury shown in third, I believe. Actually, it looks like, there we go, back to live. Sorry about that. So the 54, the leader, 82, Tim Lansbury in second. Simpner in the third position in the 21 car. Paul Brown in fourth. Some of these guys actually came down pit lane. That may spell bad news for the 54, 82, and the 21. None of those guys pitted. I think Paul Brown may have come down pit lane.
Pit road will be open this time.
So it looks like the 70-27 pitted. John Stanley, of course, pit stop to repair that damage he has. I don't think he has a whole heck of a lot of damage. But he definitely got into the wall there. Obviously not to the extent that Bardelli Jr. did with the lost tire and so forth. But nonetheless, does look like the front two on old tires. Actually, the front three, I think. Now, the 5X machine, Christian Wilson in this mix, the 5X is 4 laps down. So we got a green-white checker headed your way in the Saturday Night Thunder. Tim Lansbury's been pretty fast here, but again, you got to be wondering here about, what seemed to be an advantage, I think, for the 54 and the 82, considering that the 21 only taken 2 tires. Now, I think maybe a little bit of a disadvantage for them because this late race caution has allowed some of these other cars like Paul Brown, who's in the 4th position, to make a pit stop, put 4 fresh tires on. The question is he going to have enough time to really make anything of those 4 fresh tires?
It'll be 1 to go this time, bud.
I don't think he will. John Stanley coming down pit lane here late in the run. Now, he may just be doing, now he's done his pit stop now, coming back out. So 12 of John Stanley going to start at the tail end of the field there. All right, the 54 and the 82. Side by side here for this restart. 70 of Paul Brown on fresh tires just behind him. He's running in that outside line. Simpner on 2 fresh tires. And I put fresh tires in quotes on that one because the 82 and the 54, I don't think you consider those guys having fresh tires now at this point. This is going to get wild. We got a green-white checker here headed your way in the Saturday Night Thunder. Who's going to come away with a race win here tonight? This could be a big race. This has been a fun race to watch, really. And a lot of good side-by-side action here. Here we go. Pace car is in. Green-white checker for the win. Ed Palumbo leading the field to take this green flag. Here we go. Back to green. Tim Lansbury lagging back there just a little bit. Sinfner trying to duck in. Paul Brown up on the outside line. He's trying to get a good run here on the outside. Not in there. Not going to happen there. Tim Lansbury looking pretty strong here in the 82 cars. They come off the turn. Down the backstretch. 54 in the 82 racing it out. The 21, Lucas Sinfner, now has something to deal with Paul Brown back there for 3-4. Paul Brown has a run. He's got a heck of a run here coming off the turn. Paul Brown in this mix now. Across the line, we got 1 lap to go. The 54 of Ed Palumbo, the 82, Tim Lansbury, the 70 of Paul Brown now in this mix. He's down below the 82. The 70 of Paul Brown has fresh tires, drifting up the track there just a little bit, scrubbing off some speed. This may be the move that Ed Palumbo needs. Down to the bottom line here, the 54 of Ed Palumbo. Can he get the run that he needs off the turn? The 82 of Tim Lansbury does not have enough room, and the 54 of Ed Palumbo is going to come away with the race win. The 82 of Tim Lansbury finishes in the second position. Paul Brown third. Sinfner holds on for the fourth position. John Stanley finishes in the, Preston Hassel finishes fifth, and John Stanley finishes in the sixth position. Holy smokes. Ed Palumbo gets another win. This guy is on fire right now. So Ed Palumbo in the 54 getting this win here at Atlanta. So congratulations to Ed Palumbo and that Mellow Yellow sponsor machine and taking the race victory here at Atlanta. What a great run for him. Ed Palumbo going to go to victory lane there in that 54 car. He's going to find that victory lane. Maybe. No, he's going to go to the ambulance. There's where he was going. Ed Palumbo was driving over there with the ambulance. Congratulations to Ed Palumbo on coming away with the race victory there. A little green-white checker. We'll take a look at the results here tonight. Ed Palumbo in the 54, another win for him. Tim Lansbury finishes in the second position. Paul Brown in the 70 finishes third. Luca Sinfner finishes in the fourth position. Preston Hassel, good top 5 run there for him in the 27 car. John Stanley battles back for a 6th place finish. Jessica Pelletier in the 6X in her first race out finishes in 7th. Christian Wilson in the 5X machine finishes in the 8th position. Claudio Bardelli Jr., tough break there for him, finishes in 9th. Givaldo Spindola in the 1X machine finishes in the 10th position. Finishing in 11th was Will Dunbar in the 88 car. And a heck of a run there for Ed Palumbo. So another win for the 54.
A lot of soul.
That was a heck of a finish there, and a lot of drama there too. You never really knew what was going to happen. I kind of predicted. I thought the 70 car would be a little bit stronger. Probably just did not have enough time for those tires to come in. But congratulations to Ed Palumbo on getting that race win there. Look at that screenshot we've got going on there. I have no idea what Studio 397 has done with this shader thing and these. It's just absolutely crazy. See if we can't get a little bit better screenshot. Jeez. I mean, they got to figure it out, really. These guys have got to figure it out. Every update they do, they break something. Okay, I'm off my soapbox. And Palumbo getting the win here, and we'll see if we can't get him up here in victory lane and have a few words with him. All right, Ed Palumbo. Ed Palumbo joining us up here in the booth. Congratulations, Ed. Good race win here. Hard-fought battle here at Atlanta.
Yeah, popping the champagne. Kind of flat, though, in case you didn't hear that.
Well, you know, I had to wonder if you were scratching your head on that pit strategy of Luca to get up front with that many laps to go, just changing 2 tires. What was going through your mind there?
I kind of figured he wouldn't tape up, but I didn't know, you know. Anything could have happened.
Well, he definitely gave a good run at it there, raced you clean, and then you had the late race caution flag. You know, then it looked like Paul Brown had come down and maybe changed 4 tires. He started in 4th. Did you have a feeling that he was going to be the guy that might be able to pull off this race victory here with the 4 fresh tires on that last pit stop?
Actually, I did. That's why I kept moving up in front of Tim. I figured give him a little draft, pull him, give Paul a hard time. Did that on purpose. I did.
We'll keep that a secret. We'll mute that part out.
Yeah, sure. It's a secret.
Well, it looked like you, and speaking of Tim Lansbury, really did have a pretty good run there together, and we're working together quite. Yeah, it looked like you and Tim Lansbury were working together there pretty well throughout the course of the race. Talk about what it's like there to race with that 82 car.
Tim's a good, clean driver. He stayed up there all night. Thought he was going to be a threat there, except in the last 2.
It seemed like the outside line was pretty darn good here tonight. You know, if you got any passes on the inside line, you really had to kind of do a slide job on some guys. But on the restarts, I think, you know, at the start of the race there, Luca really jumped out to the lead there using the bottom line. Did you give that any consideration when you were doing lane choice?
No. I don't like the bottom here. Either get loose or burn up my tires. And yeah, he did pull ahead of me there. He's starting in first gear, I think. And my gearing was too short for first and too long for second. So I was damned if I do and damned if I didn't. So, you know, I like the top.
I like these races, Ed, where you really have to start using the head there on all the strategy instead of, you know, having these caution-filled races where it's just change 4 tires, get out there and make a dash at it. You really have to start thinking about what the guys are going to do.
Yeah, I was definitely thinking that, and you know, not as many drivers, so we didn't have a lot of, I don't know how many, or there was too many, but you know, quantity over quality or quality over quantity. I don't know which is better. So.
Yeah, you've got 3 short tracks hitting you in the face here in the next 3 weeks. Bristol being the first of the 3. Have any feelings on this short track part of the schedule with Bristol, Martinsville, and Richmond?
Yeah, I don't like any of them. And who's the guy that picked them tracks anyway? She should be fired.
I think the guy drives the mellow yellow machine.
Yeah, I just followed the, well, you know, the NASCAR schedule and omitted the road courses because a lot of guys just don't like them, like the road courses. These us Americans, I don't know, the North Europeans seem to like it pretty lot, and they do very well, in fact.
Yeah, I think I would feel a little bit better about road courses if it was somewhat more of a realistic type of thing. If you did have those like a quickie caution flag, tighten things back up, but it just seems to be it's like, hey, there's no cautions and you just get out and run, and I'm not a big fan of that, actually.
Yeah, that's another damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? I mean, if we have cautions, then we're driving around under caution at the road course, and if we don't, then you just gotta, like you'd say, you know, get out there and drive the wheels off it and hopefully stay on the track.
Well, Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. It's a lot to be said about, maybe not being fast, but consistent, keeping it on the track. You overdrive on those road courses and you wreck. So, I'm not that good at them.
Well, I'll tell you what. Back to the short tracks. I know you said you don't really like those short tracks, but I'm going to pencil you in for one of the top contenders for this, the first one, and that's Bristol, because I think that is a track that fits right into your wheelhouse. Being able to use those different lanes, maybe using that chrome horn there a little bit, and making room for yourself, because I think that track right there is the one that lends itself to your driving style the most. So we're going to be anxious to see how you fare there next week.
Yeah, probably better at Bristol than Richmond or Martinsville. I can think of a few guys that are going to be good there at Bristol, and definitely Richmond. And I know what I'm talking about, and as well as Martinsville.
Yeah, we won't say his name.
No, we don't want to talk about that guy.
All right, man. Well, congratulations. Good to see that mellow yellow machine back in victory lane. It looked like you were, after the race there, you drove down on the other side of pit wall. Looked like you were driving down there to the ambulance. Everything okay?
Yeah, no, I figured I'd go to the hospital and maybe get some free food and some rest after that race.
All right, man. Well, hey, good to see you, and have a great remainder of your weekend, buddy.
Yeah, you too. Thanks a lot. Good job up in the booth. Thanks for what you do here at HORL and keeping it alive.
All right, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Zed Palumbo there joining us up here in the booth, and another win for the 54 crew. That mellow yellow team is clicking on all cylinders, man. He's come into this series and says, I want to win this thing, and he is well on his way. This season, we got a long way to go here. Like I said, we got those 3 short tracks coming up, so my heavens, it's going to be a crazy 3-race stint. Starting with Bristol next week. So I'll be curious to see how all the guys fare through that short track stint. It's going to really, I think, favor a little bit more of the aggressive drivers, a little bit more of the drivers that are more comfortable racing close together, and then also those guys that are kind of got that pit strategy worked out in their heads. So it's going to be interesting to see how those 3 races turn out for these guys. But we got some racing between now and then, that is for sure. And the High Octane Racing League GT3 Series coming back in action next week at Donington. What a great track this is, and I think it's going to be fantastic with these GT3 cars. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's a little bit tighter course, but it's really a no-nonsense, just high speed, flat out. You got a little bit of a chicane there, a couple turns, but for the most part, it is a just flat-out track. So I'm going to be curious here. I think it's going to be pretty tight with the racing between these GT3 cars. Something that some of these guys may not be quite as used to, racing close together, racing close quarters for an extended amount of time. So be curious to see how that works out. That's coming up next week, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on TurnLeft TV on Saturday, March the 20th. You do not want to miss it. Tonight's race has been brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. Great hosting. 3 server packages for your rFactor 2 effort to choose from. EliteHostingUSA.com is your go-to place for rFactor 2 servers. And coming up on Friday of next week, we'll be at Phoenix International, 120 laps there in the Bushwhacker Series. That's right, race number 9. 2 races to go in that season. Racing starts at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday, March the 19th from Phoenix. 120 laps in the Bushwhacker Series. I want to say thank you so much for joining me here on the YouTube channel tonight. Man, we had some great buddies here joining us. Dennis Vandeven was in here. Preston Hassel dropping in to say hello there. Oh, wait a minute. He's saying good job, Ed. He didn't even tell me hi. Paul Brown didn't tell me hi, and he jumping in there. Good job, Ed. Okay, that's fine. Gosh, all right. I'll give him all the glory. Hey, thanks, guys, for coming in. For supporting TurnLeft TV, for staying here and watching the races. Please hit the thumbs up button. Let me know you were here, and share my videos with all your friends on any social media platform where you can share YouTube videos. More than welcome to share my videos here at TurnLeft TV. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, please make a little contact with that and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit the bell. Smash the bell so you'll get updates when races are going live. If you'd like to make a donation, you can make a donation to TurnLeft TV through that PayPal link at the top of the channel. And don't forget to click on the link down in the description of the race and follow that over to the Fanatec website and help me out here at TurnLeft TV. Thank you to all my friends. We've had a great weekend of racing here, starting it off with Friday night in a huge field. Today we had a great race at the GT3 Series at Dubai, and finishing off here at Atlanta Motor Speedway in a great race in the Saturday Night Thunder. So again, thank you for supporting High Octane Racing League. Thank you for supporting TurnLeft TV. And, we're going to be back at it next week. And that's going to do it for us tonight here on TurnLeft TV. I am out of here.